Hello from the Mount Lebanon Nature Conservancy, and thank you to the Pennsylvania Native Plant Society for your support of our project, which is Trish's Woodland Garden. So a little bit about us. We are the Mount Lebanon Nature Conservancy. We are an all-volunteer organization led by a volunteer board, and we are dedicated to preserving the natural spaces within our community. So we work in Mount Lebanon's 3 natural parks that are degraded by invasive species, overgrazing by deer, and also erosion. So here's a little snapshot of what we do. So in the 3 spaces that we steward, we remove invasive species, and we also in their space plant native plants such as trees, shrubs, and herbs. We also educate the public on the value of natural environments through our family-friendly programming in our parks. We've done everything from maple syruping to programs on native plants. We also do programs at the library to educate the public on concepts regarding native plants and other concepts. We also facilitate an annual native plant sale. So we plan it, we purchase all the native plants, we select them, and then we have this plant sale in May so that we can get native plants into the hands of our local residents. We also like to build the next generation of environmental stewards. So we have a junior board members on our board from our local high school so that we can actually start them along this process. A special shout out to a program that has been successfully run for 40 years. It's School in the Park. And this program introduces 3rd graders from the Mount Lebanon School District to our local ecosystem. So through this program, we provide a free field trip in May for every 3rd grader in our school district. We set up 5 different stations, which are all taught by volunteers. We have them learn about trees and birds and insects and water quality, etc. All of this taught by volunteers. We actually train high school students who are in the environmental geosciences program to serve as mentors. And it's been a fantastic program for the last 40 years. That's one way that we get the word out about native plants and native ecosystems. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the project that in question. So our project is going to happen in Bird Park, which is the largest of our 3 parks. It's about 42 acres, and it is the site of ongoing restoration by the Mount Lebanon Nature Conservancy. So most recently in 2023, we completed a riparian restoration project. You can kind of see it on the right-hand side, using a grant from Pennsylvania American Water Charitable Foundation. Again, Bird Park is actually situated in a very densely residential area, and it provides a respite to our residents who can come out here to recreate, to walk their dogs, have kids play in the stream, etc. So it's a very valuable asset to our community. So let's talk about our project, Trish's Woodland Garden. It is scheduled for September and October of 2024, so coming right up. And we are going to be restoring about 0.15 acres in a very highly visible location. Everyone who's coming into the park through one of our entrances near the parking lot will actually be able to see this garden. And we are planning to get the invasive species out and actually plant it with native plants. To this effect, we have partnered with high school students to lead work days at the park and also recruit high school volunteers. We've also partnered with our municipality to remove some of those larger species that we can't remove on our own, and also to replace a degraded fence line that's in the area. So here's what that area looks like right now. You can kind of see the steps, lots of invasive species in the picture on the right. And on the left, you can see that those fence posts that are actually rotting out that need replacement that the municipality will take care of. All right, so let's talk about the steps of our process. The first is to remove all the invasive plants. We already talked about tree of heaven, but we also have other species there. We have bush honeysuckle, which our volunteers do hack out regularly and treat. We also have herbaceous species like garlic mustard, stiltgrass, and the like that we will hand pull. Removal is in progress, and we plan to have a large work day on September 21st to really kind of get this area ready for the next step. All right, the second step of our process is to add a variety of native plants. So we will leave any native trees that and native shrubs that are actually in the area already. We're going to leave those in place, but we're going to add to that native trees like chestnut oak, shagbark hickory, and redbuds, to name a few. We will also intersperse in them, as our planting plan suggests on the right, species like spicebush and winterberry and witch hazel. Um, Interspersed throughout this area will be herbaceous species such as golden ragwort, Canada anemone, sedges, and ferns. And that's where this grant from the Pennsylvania Native Plant Society really comes in handy. It's allowed us to actually pay for the plants, the herbaceous plants that are going into this area. Here is a plant list. It's really hard to read, I know, but you can kind of see the variety of plants and the quantities that are going in here. So it's quite a robust list of plants that are going into this space. Okay, so who's going to do this work? We already talked about high school students, and we're definitely going to be incorporating them. We partner with the high school the environmental club, and our junior board members to recruit high schoolers who are going to come in. But we open this up to families of all ages. So we get adults and adults with children, and no matter the age, we actually have something for them to do. We also have a very dedicated board, and in our board, we are fortunate to have landscape ecologists, educators, ecologists, and the like who will design, who have been donating their time to design this project and to install the plants and maintain them in future years as well. You can see some of the photos of our crews at work on the right. So how does this fit into the big picture? Well, the Mount Lebanon Nature Conservancy has been stewarding Bird Park as well as other parks in the area for quite a few years. And because of these restoration efforts, we can now see more than 65 species of native trees in Bird Park, over 25 species of native shrubs, and dozens of native perennials, just through our dedication and work. So we're creating habitat for wildlife and a space for residents to enjoy nature as well. So this project, Trish's Memorial Garden, is in memory of our former board member, Trish Beckjord, who passed away in 2023. Trish was a member of the Pennsylvania Native Plant Society and a board member of the Mount Lebanon Nature Conservancy. She was absolutely instrumental in starting our native plant sale, which has been hugely successful, and she was a tireless champion for native plants. So we dedicate this space to Trish. So again, thank you so much to the Pennsylvania Native Plant Society for your support. We really appreciate it. You will see acknowledgement of the organization in social media posts coming up in the future when we advertise this work, as well as our website. So thank you again and have a wonderful day.